Yo, what's up, everybody? Saki, how dare you? How dare you, okay? How are you, everybody? Ryan, thank you so much for the resub. Uh, even though I think you've resubbed like 30 times in the last week, somehow. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you regardless. I forgot to open my splits. Whoops. Hey, Viv, Dragon Sage, Blue Tongue, I saw you in here. Shade Strike. How are you all today? Wonderful to see you. Do I not have... Surely I have it in... Hey, hold on. Shadow the Colossus. There it is. I knew that I had intended percent. Wow, I feel like we can do better than 213, right? Surely. Well, okay, let's not say that. I'm gonna regret it. Okay, how do I do this? New game? Normal. Okay. So what are y'all up to? I'm gonna try to blitz through this as quickly as possible. And ideally, it'll be faster than 213. I would have to think that I've gotten better since then. But this is intended percent. So we are going to be forced to do some things a long way. I mean, like, I guess Tunnelless Malice literally saves, like, 4 minutes or something, doesn't it? So... Shadow of the Colossus, as in, like, you're standing in their shadow because they're big, and also because they're, like, spooky shadow guys, right? Did this start me on classic controls? I hope it did. Okay, so far so good. I think it's fine. No. That, I swear to God, that happens to me every time I do any percent. Just something about that camera angle really prevents you from jumping straight up. If you skip it too quickly, it crashes the game, really? That's weird. Okay, this feels like classic controls. I wouldn't have gotten this far without immense confusion otherwise, so... I should probably really have the rules open to make sure I don't accidentally make a mistake. Because, like, I know, for example, for, like, Phalanx, you have to actually kill the sigils. Which I wouldn't necessarily have thought of, you know. I guess that makes sense, though. Oh, Shamil. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the resub. Your dragon has finally hatched. Your Morty has broken free from the bonds of the crystal dragon. Yeah, the death spaghetti, right? You ever have one of those days where, hey, hi Shabil, again. Thank you for the resub. Enjoy your hatched mort. Anybody ever have one of those days where you get a ton of stuff done in the morning, and then you're like, why did I work so hard? Because I have nothing else to do for the day. And so you sit down to relax, and suddenly you're like, oh wait, yes, I have 50,000 things to do. What am I doing watching YouTube? That's kind of where I was at this morning. I kind of just took it easy. And then right before stream, I was like, wait a second. I forgot there are 30 things I have to do. And now, I feel like the rest of my day is going to be super busy. And that's entirely self-imposed. Didn't have to be that way. I just done goofed. So this one we can't jump onto his back. We have to go down and do the legs, like always. That's very true. By the end of this run, I will have some 16 fewer things to do. It's kind of a relief that I have to do Phaedra and Bassaran, like, the way you're supposed to. Because then it's not nearly as much of a disappointment when I don't do those skips. Oh, you're finishing the run today? Hey! Hey, Shadow Tash, thanks for the good luck. But it's true though, Shavil. Where's the lie? Right. I'm gonna be brave. Wonder, what are you looking at? Dumbass. Cool, that was the angle I wanted. Alright. Quad, just look at me, buddy. Stop dancing around. He's meant to do this, so we're just gonna take advantage of it and make it as fast as possible. Every single time I take that jump in order to stop him from knocking me down, and he just takes 6 years and knocks me down anyway. I can't see. Okay, good enough. As long as I'm off that stupid mushroom thingy. I like that you can see there's a spot in his fur there where his sigil would be if you were playing on hard mode. Because he has one on his side in hard mode. Wonder, I swear to God. Wonder, what are you doing? Why did you just yeet across his back when you were holding onto his fur? Oh, I swear. He's wandering. Well, tell him to stop it. Can we stop, dude? Boy, having a plant would be nice. The big boys did nothing wrong. Mort being a little sassy today. He's not even answering anymore. He's like, you know what? Oh, jeez. Mort. What a guy. Mort is in a mood. Can't even see him, too. He's hiding. He's like, stop bothering me. Stop asking me these questions. Yeah, good luck, Stocky. Good luck with your preparations and all the work you're gonna do. Have a good day. Stay hydrated and such. Thanks for the good luck. Apparently, I'm gonna need it. We can't just have a problem-free run of this game, can we? Okay, so I don't actually know the fastest way to do Gaius if I'm not trying to get on his sword immediately. Because I think he's too close to the thing in the middle when, like, from his spawn point. I think you have to make him walk past it and then go backwards. Thanks for the lizard treat, Stocky. Yes. See? Kuro's obviously his favorite Colossus. Villain, thanks for the lizard treats. Hey, Temp! How are you doing today? Nice to see ya. And Shadestrike, thanks for the lizard treats. They will be eating well today. Okay, so we'll play this by ear. We'll figure this out. I'm sure it'll go fine. It'll be great. Doing well, Temp. I got some stuff to do after stream, but it shouldn't actually be that hard. Like, it seems intimidating because I checked the client portal this morning, and I had 56 notifications. But I don't actually think it's gonna be that bad. Like, I think the vast majority— why am I witching all over the place here? Stop it! That's not the direction I'm walking. Stop. I think the majority of those tasks are gonna take me literally like 30 seconds each, so not a big deal. There's one that I know is annoying. It's a calendar, and I hate proofreading calendars. It's like the single worst thing that you can proofread. But aside from that, it should be fine. And then I have like 1,000 words of an article left to write about what home renovations you can do to— I didn't want you to swing at me, buddy. Unless you hit this. Ouch. Yeah, I'm writing about home renovations you can do that, like, improve your property value. Whatever, that's easy. It's like a lot of stuff, but it's not very hard. That should be fine. Hey, dude. We shoot you in the tum-tum, so I don't have to stab you as much later. Come here. You come here. Wonder, I have places I need to be, okay? I think I'm a little too close to him still. Well, no, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. Hey, buddy. Oh, God. What does one do to proofread calendars? It's a nightmare. So, you'd think it would be easy, right? Because it's like, oh, you just look at it and see if the numbers go in order. Yeah, that's true, except when you know what order numbers usually go in, it's really easy for your brain to just assume that that's the order they're going in. So it's actually really hard to, like, see if the numbers are correct. It takes a lot of mental focus. And then, on top of that, Wonder, what are you doing? Wonder! Grab the fur! How many times was he grabbed and then he let go? What the hell, man? Anyway. Oh yeah, you still think I'm on your sword because I should be? The other thing is that it's just really annoying because, like, you have to sit and check every single holiday, make sure that the days start and end on the right day for every month, and... I swear to God, Wonder, get on the sword! Oh my God. Just his arm with the fur. Okay, we're here. You saw that, right? Like 3 times. Wonder had grabbed the fur, started climbing, and then decided he was just standing. So yeah, calendars are just laborious. You know, you sit with reference materials and look and be like, okay, March of this year starts on a Sunday, is that correct? Are the holidays on the right days? Are they spelled right? What? Chip? Are you looking at the screen that I'm looking at? What did I do to get thrown 30 feet backwards? Jesus Christ, I would rather be proofreading calendars than dealing with you. Is this thing gone? No. Wonder, please, just climb to the back of his head so we can leave. Get me out of this cursed land. I don't want to be on your ear. Let me off this crazy ride. Not like that. What is happening? Oh my God. Chivio, I'm finishing this run just because you made fun of me. But seriously, like, what the hell is happening? I should have taken it as a sign when I was running up to stop it. Do not kill me, and do not tell me I can't get on this sword. I should have taken it as a sign when I couldn't even climb the platform up to Gaius without the game freaking out. Yeah, it has. Hasn't it, Cheviel? It's been a weird few runs. It's not that I'm bad at this game. It's just like, it's been weird. I should have just been on his sword and then jumped. What? No! 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 Oh my god, are you seeing this? He's sticking to things? Like, what? What? Now where are you going, you giant monkey asshole? Hi, Elf. Hello. How are you? If I get hit again, I'm going to die. Stop following me! Okay. How are you, Elf? Thank you for the resub. I appreciate you. How are you doing? Thank you, Shadow Tash. I feel seen. I mean, it's like, it's the third Colossus. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Just wander, get off the side. Stay on the sword. I'm gonna jump to his stomach. Yeah. Okay. Honestly, I just kind of wanted to try it. I've never actually jumped to his stomach, so. Yeah. Back over here we go. Oh look, I can do that very difficult thing without even thinking about it. Hey Moose, thank you for the good luck. This run is cursed. I knew what I was talking about when I named this split. See, like, that's not a platform. That's fur, Wonder. I swear to God, if he didn't grab that. Please, free me from this torment. I chose intended percent because it's easy. Stop. Oh, a meme stab. Cool. That's what I needed. Yay! Yeah, Temp, I'm doing intended, which makes this even worse. Hey. 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 I can't pull my sword out. I was gonna stab him in the head again. Rest in pieces. Well, we can only go up from here, right? Because Argus isn't that hard when you're doing intended, right? I don't think I did that poorly on Gaius when I played this game for the first time. Well, whatever. And it's not like this is my first time playing on PS5. I'm thinking about, like, how Wonder was, like, buzzing to the side on the way up to Gaius. Not like... I just am playing on PS5 now, and it's like I didn't know about the twitchiness. Super weird. Yeah, I mean, I have no recollection of what I actually did in Intended last time. For all I know, my Bassaran could have been absolute garbage. So... who knows? Like, I could have fallen off of Avion, could have gotten like a 5-cycle Pelagia. I actually think maybe I remember dying, at Malice after I had made it, like, through the tunnels. So that obviously would be very bad. I don't remember if that's what these splits are. I know I've done that. Hey, buddy. I can't even try to jump on your leg. Yeah, I don't remember if it was these splits. It was some, like, either intended percent or in any percent where I didn't know the Malice tunnels yet, because I definitely died in the tunnels. Like, I was in a place that I wouldn't be if I had, you know, done the Malice tunnel strat. So either it was just that it's been a while, or, you know. Do it, Temp. I bet if you start now and race me, you can win. Why did you readjust me? I liked where I was. I was trying to get a plant, and you're stopping me by just yeeting me wherever you want me to be, Phaedra. Cool. Phaedra was fast. Is there a TLG intended percent category as well? Oh, I didn't stab the next sigil. Was that required? As if this run is gonna PB anyway. It might be required. I'll have to look. But no, there is no... Well, there's kind of a TLG intended. It's, true ending. You watch all the cutscenes, you don't do White Tower skip, like... You don't skip any parts of the game. Thanks, Tim. It might be in the rules. I know that using the grave tunnels is in the rules, which doesn't bother me because that's how I do it anyway. But whatever. Cool. Yeah, I contemplated to myself, like, I know most people don't go up on the face like that, because I didn't learn until I watched other people play this game in, like, 2019 that you're supposed to use the tunnels to get Phaedra to lower his butt. and then get up on his butt. I had no idea that was a thing. So for the entire time that I have ever played this game, I thought you were supposed to get up on his face like that. So it's just like my default, like this is what I do, you know? Yeah, Shadowtash, you have to actually go around White Tower, so it's all the platforms and the little stair steps and stuff. Yeah, I noted that on Phalanx and Dirge too. So basically you can't one cycle them in Intended. Because I swear to God, like, even if I try to one cycle Pelagia, it doesn't happen, so that's not a big deal, you know? I guess that's true. Just because he flips around like that doesn't necessarily mean you don't have time. It's just that you have to be, like, almost perfect. And it's the same thing with Hydrus, I think, right? Like, technically, you can destroy his little shocky things and still one cycle him. You just have to be really, really fast. Yeah, no. Did you see that? Did you see me just dart to the left there? I did not do that. But I'm using a controller that I've never had problems with drift. Maybe it's just finally going bad? Okay, no wing drops. No nonsense. We're just doing the thing. Oops, I missed. It is, isn't it? I know you. You're gonna take your wing up in the air. Don't think you can trick me. Oh yeah, big turn. Definitely just make this take as long as possible. This is one of my favorite Colossi in terms of, like, watching the people who are really, really good at it. Buddy, you're making me nervous. Watching people do, like, the mid-air jump stab from one wing to the other is just immaculate. I mean, he's up against the wall. He's gonna be turning. Did you stop for like 2 seconds, dude? Yeah, look at how far ahead I would be if Gaius had just even remotely cooperated. But that's alright. So this guy shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Because I used to solve him the intended way for a really long time, so shouldn't be bad. Yeah, no. We'll be, quite far ahead if I can just do basic Colossus stuff next time. But it'll be interesting to see if we can make back the rest of this time just by, you know, doing decently. If I can drop straight to Argus's bracelet, that's gonna be huge. Because again, for the longest time, I thought that was how you had to do it. I didn't realize that he had like a hand slam attack, and that's how you're supposed to get into his hand once he drops the sword. So I thought you just had to climb up onto him and drop from his shoulder to his wristband. Which he obviously makes very difficult. I'm usually pretty decent with routing on aggro. Like, I don't quite do it, you know, like the more experienced runners who start and stop aggro throughout this forest to keep her running. But for the most part, I think my pathing is pretty good. My pathing to Dirge, I think, is a little weird. Aiden taught me how to get to Cenobia better. And to Malice better. I'm still looking forward to that Shadow of the Colossus scavenger hunt. I haven't forgotten. I think I would be really good at that. Oh, also, AGDQ is over now. So if anybody had, ooh, yeah, any particular runs that they really enjoyed, let me know, because we're gonna start catching up on some of that stuff. Oh, you can't go through there? Sad. I know you can go through here, though. Yoink. Oh, PDO took a bunch of pictures? Cool. Because I used to spend so much time. Like, I would say I beat this game probably once a month. After it came out. But I played it every day. Just running around on egg. Whoa! It's not just me! What is my game doing? Okay, you can't blame Gaius on me when things like that happen. Alright? Anyway, so I used to play this every day. And when I say this, I mean the PS2 version. So I think I would be really good at finding things on the map because I just found it super relaxing to just ride around on aggro all the time. Buddy. Hi. Come here. Hey. Dingus. Yeah, it comes down to, I think it's running on Google, these captions, and they've put a lot of effort into their speech recognition stuff. Plus, it's a little bit how I have my setup too, like my mic is right next to my mouth. I'm almost touching the mic with my mouth. That was my bad. I should have switched from my sword. 2 and a half. Be good, buddy, okay? Nah, he wasn't. That's alright. We'll save a little bit of time. Stop calling me. Send me an email. We got quotes for the windows in our house to be replaced. Our house is like 40% windows. We have a ton of windows. And they're quite old. They're from the 50s. So I figured, you know, maybe we should get a quote, see if we can make it a little warmer in here. But I wanted to see if we were talking like, you know, $50,000 or something where I can just be like, okay, yeah, no, never mind. So we got somebody to come out and I was like, okay, you know, I'll keep you updated once we get the quote and I'll let you know if we choose to proceed. I think that's pretty standard. You know, you don't tell somebody usually on the same day for big projects like that you want to do it or not. You just like take time to review the quote. And so he started calling me like multiple times a day. And I didn't answer because, you know, ears. And he kept calling me for like a week. He was calling me 3 or 4 times a day. And I'm like, dude, we've communicated via email up to this point. Just send me an email. What could you possibly want? And eventually, finally, after a couple weeks, he sent me an email and was like, did you make a choice? And I was like, I'll let you know if we choose to proceed. Good God. And there are so many things that I do where it's like they'll ask for your email and your phone number. And then if I try not to put my phone number and only put my email, they won't let me submit the form. And then I'll put like in the comments, you know, don't call me, email me, and I'll get phone calls. And it's like I can't imagine what life is like for people who are deaf. Because at least I have the option sometimes to be on the phone. But if you're deaf and you aren't privileged enough to have like TTY service, screw you, I guess. You literally don't get to do anything. You don't get to do government stuff, like, you know, anything that you have to call the government for, IRS, whatever. You don't get to do doctor's appointments, like nothing. Nobody does things in any way other than your phone. That's kind of what happened, Shavil. Honestly, I was decently favorable on them right after they gave me a quote, but then the fact that they wouldn't leave me alone and they were like so ardent about it really rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, why are you this desperate to get me to agree to something? That feels scammy, you know? Hey, Ryan. It's been a day so far. We lost almost 5 minutes on Gaius because this game is just freaking out and like shoot me into the air and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if aggro just got shot 30 feet into the air right now for no reason. Just, it's the way it's been. Yeah, exactly, Shadow Tash. Like, there's so much stuff that just presumes that somebody is perfectly capable of talking on the phone or hearing the phone ring or whatever, you know? Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Oh, notice me, senpai. Fish man. Fishy snack friend. Buddy, hey. Hello. Fish guy. Necky. Hi. Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Oh, why won't you notice me? Why won't you look at me? He just will not. Oh, there it is. Oh, so another example, right? Ouch. A while ago, we were making some changes to our mortgage / our PMI didn't fall off like it was supposed to. So I used the online chat feature, which is my favorite customer service format of all time. Live chat with somebody. And I was using that and I was like, hey, you know, I need some help. And they're like, okay, you're gonna have to contact our mortgage department. And I'm like, well, okay, like, do they have a chat or what? And she was like, no, you know, here's their phone number. And I'm like, do they have anything besides a phone number? And she was like, no. And I'm like, so they don't have an email or anything? And she was like, no. So it's literally just a phone number. If you don't have access to a phone, if you can't use a phone, screw you. And I don't understand how that can be legal. Oof. Just a little tickle. Okay. It took him forever to notice me, so that was the time lost there, but it was still a 1 cycle. Good day, left hands. How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, no, like, that has been my experience based on what I've, you know, from talking to other people too. Like, they'll just let you pay it for as long as you don't notice. Yeah, and I mean, that's great, villain, for the people who can get that service, you know? And I have my own gripes about how limited that service is and what you have to do to qualify for it. Because it's not just as simple as, you know, showing a doctor's note that's like, I'm hard of hearing, therefore I get to use this. It's the same level of bullshittery that goes into qualifying for, like, disability. You know, there are a lot of people who should qualify but for some reason can't. Because bureaucracy. So the same thing happens with those services. Like, technically, I should have one of those services where, you know, I type and somebody speaks for me. Because that's what my audiologist recommends, but I don't qualify because if you talk to me in person, I can hear you. One cycle hydras is stressful, Shadow Tash, because it's like, it's literally just a timer, you know? I think it's 60 seconds or something from when you stab the first thing. When you need to be stabbing the head. Well, yeah, villain, and it gets very exhausting for me to have to just, like, go drive somewhere because they won't do anything except for call me, you know? Like, oh my god, if you would just let me send you an email, we could have this done in 2 seconds, but now I have to drive across town to talk to you across a counter because, you know, phone is the only option. And of course that says nothing of my parents, you know. They don't care. They're still upset that I don't call and talk to them on the phone all the time. Because number one, why would I want to talk to them, knowing everything about them that all of you know? And number two, just text me. Because, like, my birthday is New Year's Day, right? So, usually, Mom wants to call me right as it turns New Year's Day, because it's already, you know, celebration. Woo, ball drop. She wants to call me and wish me happy birthday. Number one, I'm usually not awake because I don't super care. You know, like, there's nothing special about staying up on New Year's Eve for me, so I'm usually asleep. And number two, I don't want to talk on the phone. And then Mom, you know, she'll be like, well, it's really important to me to talk to you on your birthday. Fam, it's my birthday. Who cares what's important to you? Your daughter is actively asking you not to do this because it's painful. And it's my birthday. You know? Like, it makes no sense. I didn't even tell y'all, by the way. My parents were here for Christmas, right? And I made that bingo card, which I now realize that I didn't share in my Discord, but I didn't get bingo because Mom refused to talk about my wallet for once, which made me very sad. She always gets upset that I have a wallet instead of a purse because I'm a girl. But so I haven't really talked about anything that they did while they were here. One of them that really stood out to me, which just, oh, I can't see, kind of goes to show, you know, general quality of my parents. Whoa, I didn't expect to actually fall. It's fine. You don't die from that, but... What are you doing? Wonder, just grab. We went to go eat somewhere, right? And this was, if you remember that really, really bad winter storm where like half of America was just freezing. It was during that. So it was really cold. We didn't want to be outside any longer than we physically had to, you know. So on the way back to the car, after we had eaten in this place, thank you, Shabil. uh, we were walking back to the car, and like I cannot even attempt to explain what went through my dad's head, because you know, when you're somebody like him, I just have to feel like the processes that get you through your actions every day just simply don't make sense. So we were walking back to the car, and it was me and one other guy basically in the entire parking lot. It was very empty. But that guy was parked kind of weird next to me. I didn't think anything of it because it was super snowy and you couldn't see where the parking spots were. And we were parked right next to like a lamppost, so I could kind of see it as him being like, I want to angle away from this light a little bit so that when I pull away, I can just go past the light and, like, you know, past the post instead of having to back up. So he was parked marginally crooked. It wasn't even like a, I can't believe this person parked this way kind of thing. And he was parked next to me. Dad walked over as we were getting back into the car and just cocked a massive loogie, just huge spitball, right onto that guy's passenger side window. He wasn't in the car, but, you know, being freezing cold outside like it was, it froze almost instantly on his window. And it's like, what in the actual hell, man? In what world would any normal human being do that? The guy wasn't in the car. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't parked badly. Nobody else was watching in case Dad wanted attention. Like, I just don't understand. So that's a heartwarming story from my visit with my parents over Christmas. Enjoy your lurk, Temp. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck with your meeting. Yeah, I don't know. Who spits on somebody else's windshield? Just in general. Like, pretend that guy was parked, like, horribly, and he was a jerk. Still, who spits on somebody else's windshield, you know? I might have when I was 20. So in other words, you weren't 65 like my dad and with a fully formed prefrontal cortex that helps you make rational and smart decisions. I think I went to the wrong geyser. Oh well. Where are you, buddy? Come here. I missed. Hey, dude. Could you less shooty, more walkie, please? Okay, he's on it. I'm not gonna get there in time. Well, Aggro, you're certainly not helping. Oh, what am I looking at? Did I? Oh, I actually did get there in time. Nice. So now here we go. Do I have to do this more than once? Quite possibly. Ooh, we got that grab there. I will take it. I don't know why they make it so hard to get up on him. Like, this is how you're supposed to do it. Why is it so challenging? Because, in case you're wondering why that was such a big deal, he has those 3 rib things, right? But just being on the top rib is not good enough. If you just stop there, where it looks like you're supposed to stop, you won't be able to get up onto his back. So it's like, why? Okay, he didn't have the jitters there, which was actually really nice. That's always the concern, isn't it, Cheviot? Like, I had something like that happen recently. I was driving down the freeway, which our freeway speed limit is 55 miles an hour. And I guess you better pick something else, Blue Tongue. And you know, everybody just assumes, right, that the left lane is the fast lane. But I was behind a really big truck, and there was a huge line of people to my right, and you're not supposed to pass on the right. So I hopped into the left lane real quick just to pass the truck. But I wasn't gonna go very much above the speed limit. Like, speed limit was 55, or yeah, 55, and I was going, I want to say like 62 to pass. And this guy, young guy, you know, zoomed up right behind me in the fast lane, going like 80. And then, of course, had to slow down because I wasn't done passing yet. He got really, really upset about that. Like, super upset. And then when I went back, when I passed the truck and went back over into the middle lane, he tried to swipe me. Like, from the left lane, he dodged right really quick. In order to get me to panic and swerve. And I did the first time. And I looked over him like, what the hell, man? And it was a young kid, probably like 19, 20, and a couple of his friends, same age, in a sports car. And so I just rolled my eyes and kept going. And then they tried to swipe me again, so I moved over to the far right lane, because there were 3 lanes. And then they followed me, and we had gotten in front of traffic at that point. So they took the entire freeway to go like a diagonal from left to right, and then a hard diagonal again, like, to come over and swipe me. Basically, they were using the entire road in order to gain momentum to do really close swipes to my car. And it's like, again, I have never had the thought that I should do that to somebody, you know? Like, I'm prone to yell at people when I drive and get grumpy, but I wouldn't actually do something that could kill somebody, you know? But I guess just chalk it up to them being young, maybe? And I didn't, sadly, catch the license plate, or I would have just called the cops, you know? And, you know, every time they would come and try to swipe me, they would all be, you know, laughing and having a great time. And it's like, okay, well, I'm sure that's going to be funny until you actually do sideswipe somebody, and then all 3 of you die, as well as the person that you hit. So, sit with that for a little bit. But now, like, ever since then, whenever I'm on that freeway, I'm a little bit extra tense, you know? And I never found out what was up with the guy that pulled a gun out of his car when I was behind him. That was scary. He pulled into the middle of the road. It wasn't like a highway or anything, it was just like a road by Husbando's work. And I didn't necessarily think anything of it. I thought, you know, maybe he was drunk or something and he would figure it out in a second that he wasn't just in his lane anymore. But he stopped in the middle of the road, the light turned green, and as the light was green, he got out of his car. Well, it was a truck, but... And I was like, okay, this is weird. I don't like this, you know? Something about it just immediately felt not okay. And he wasn't doing anything suspicious at that point, but it still, there was just like a sense like, this is not, I need to leave, you know? And I was watching him, and he was just like looking around at people in the cars near him who had obviously all kind of stopped in weird ways, being like, you know, what are you doing? Could you go through this green light, please? And then he got into the back seat of his truck and pulled out like a gun case. And at that point I was like, okay, I don't care if I... Okay. Buddy. Hi. Did I not hit him at all during that? He pulled out like a rifle case. And I was like, I don't care if I hit people at this point, like people's cars. I don't care if I scrape people's cars. I'm getting the hell out of this intersection right now. And I scraped my way out and then never heard a word of it. Which is like super weird. Because growing up in a household with, you know, people who have guns, I know what a rifle case looks like. What was that? Okay, so we can't one-cycle dirge. That's not allowed. But yeah, I never heard anything about it. Oh, that's the worst, Shadow Tash. It doesn't look like you're, you know, whatever. Like if you're using a handicap placard or anything in your car. Well, it doesn't look like anything's wrong. Aggro, please go. Why are you just standing here? Are we gonna have this problem again? Come on, Dirge. Yeah, if I can't see it, it doesn't exist. And it's like, almost like it's not your responsibility to be the handicap placard police. Because that always irks me too. You know, when I tell people about my ears, the first thing, almost always, that people will do, well, it's one of two things. I'm like, you know, hey, my ears are like super, super sensitive because my nerves don't work right. They will either immediately cover their mouth and whisper something really, really quietly and ask if I could, like, repeat what they said. Or they walk right next to me and just clap right in my ear and be like, did that hurt? Either way, I'm not your dancing monkey. to do tricks for you. You know? I don't care what you said behind your hand, which yes, I did hear it. And most of the time what they just say is, can you hear this? I'm not here to do tricks for you. Anyway, I threw my prosthetic leg at him. Like, it's really not anybody's business. Or like, at the very least, even if someone doesn't look, you know, like they need a handicap placard in their car or whatever, what if it's just the handicapped person's, like, family coming to pick them up from the store or something? You know, like, it's really not your business. Well, I'm glad they got a little bit of comeuppance, Shadow Tash. That's nice. It's like justified vengeance, you know? Yeah, quad's down there. Sometimes we run past the Colossi that we have defeated in the past. You can pray at them and fight them again if you want. Almost like that's how it's supposed to work, Shavil. Imagine that. Like, I'm sorry, you're missing some of your foot? And you're in the handicap spot? I don't think that's how this works. Okay. The rules say nothing about me getting to Celosia this way. They only say that I have to defeat him by using the fire like I normally would, so. Come on, buddy. Yeah, it's a lot faster, Shadow Tash, as long as you make sure that you jump off of the correct rock. Because there's a couple little peaks that look similar in that area. And also, if you stick too close to the cliff when you jump, you'll just get, like, stuck behind an invisible wall. And then you're just, like, stuck in midair. Ouch. Well, and Villain, it's with the assumption, right, that if a pregnant woman had shown up, you would have been like, oh, you know, hold on, I'll move, you know? Okay, there. We got our plant. This will be easy. And apparently we're going to save a ton of time. For some reason. What on earth happened? I must, I guess, have fallen off of Celosia and then either not been able to get back on or not been able to get a plant. Because, geez. See, that's always risky, isn't it? When you're just like, hey, presumably pregnant person, and then they're like, what? I've never been assumed to be pregnant. I have many times been assumed to be my husband's daughter instead of his wife. Because we are very different looking in age and in height. It's gotten worse since he has a beard now. Before, when he didn't have a beard, he has a baby face. So we looked about the same age, but... But yeah, like, sometimes people will tell me to do things for my dad, or, you know, people in restaurants, like the servers or whatever, will comment like, "Aw, nice father-daughter date," or something, and it's like, this is my husband, and we are here to celebrate buying a house, like, you know? And grow a beard, I don't know. Fair. I should get those glasses with, like, the big nose and the mustache. So then at least I would have a mustache. Oh, that don't even, villain. It's the worst when people, like, don't even listen to you. Like, I'm glad that at least you made it awkward for her, you know? Like, it sucks that you had to call it out in public like that, but at the same time, everybody in public, like, then knew she was in the wrong, and hopefully that had some kind of effect on her. Because whenever I hear things like that, I always think of the story. I have a million stories, okay? I never shut up. When I was sailing on Flagship Niagara, right? You don't have to know much about ships to know that there's a bunch of sails and a bunch of ropes, right? And sometimes when you want to go up and put the sails away, you have to climb up, like, the mast and stand on some of those ropes so that you can, like, yoink the sails. You can reef the sheets, actually. But so I was... Let me back up. You wear little harnesses, right, so that you don't fall. And that's also why, like, your sailor's knife and your marlin spike and everything have to be tied with very specifically spliced rope. Because if they fall out of your harness when you're up there, like, they could kill somebody, obviously. And so you clip in, and then when you go out onto the rope, you shout to everybody, laying on, which means, hey, I'm about to step onto this rope that all these other people are on, and it's gonna move, so everybody please prepare. And you say laying on, and everybody on the rope shouts back, lay away. And then you can get on. And so I said laying on, and everybody but one said lay away. And I was like, okay, Magruder, as I called her. I don't care what you think. Just she never liked me, so I was like, okay, she's probably just not saying anything because she doesn't like me. And so I got on the rope, and for perspective, being up there, like on the yards and doing stuff with the sails, that was my favorite thing in all of sailing to do, was to be up there. I loved it. But you're standing on a rope that's... I'm trying to think of... Like, I don't know, it's like... as thick as a pretty substantial carrot? Like, it's a kind of thick rope, but it's not really that thick. It's certainly not, like, as thick as your forearm or something. I don't know that I have a good point of reference here. So it's not that big, which means that as you stand on it, obviously it's going to move. It's gonna, like, shake and things like that as you walk on it. And so I was heading over to where I needed to be to work on the sails, and the rope under me was moving. And Magruder was like, "Why are you so scared?" And I was like, I'm not scared, what? And she was like, "Well, the rope's shaking." And I'm like, "Yeah, because it's a rope." And she was like, "No, you're scared." I've forgotten how to shoot the bow. Excuse me. And I was like, "No, I'm truly not scared. This is my favorite job on the entire ship." And she's like, "Yeah, but your legs are shaking." "Magruder, my legs are shaking because I'm keeping my balance on a rope that's the size of 3 of my fingers." And she made such a stink about it that, you know, she like shouted down to the first mate. She's like, "We got someone up here who's so scared they're shaking." That Billy, at the time the first mate, he's the captain now, made me get down because he couldn't see what was going on up there. It was too high. So he made me get down. Magruder made me get down because she knew that I was so scared that, you know, I didn't have to worry about lying about it. Like, it's okay to be scared. You need to get down, you know? And it's like, screw you. Same vibes, right? Like, hey, Barry. Hello. How are you? I hope you're feeling better. Get some rest. I've been talking non-stop for an hour and 25 minutes. I'm a chatterbox today. What an asshole. For real. So same vibes, villain, right? Where somebody's like, "I know this about you," and even when you say no, they're like, "No, actually." Come on, buddy. Why are you all the way over there, my dude? So yeah, thankfully, there is a happy resolution to that story, which is she did eventually get in trouble for like, from Billy, the first mate. Because I was like, "Yo, dude, I was having a blast up there. You know as well as I do that I love doing sail-related things. She just likes to pick on me." And he's like, "Yeah, I see that now." And from then on out, I was allowed to go up and do things with the sails, and she was not. So suck on that. Buddy, get over here, please. I'm here. I want to get on your face. Oh, Wonder. He was exactly where I needed him to be. There we go. So yeah, it was really nice that she didn't get to lord it over me anymore. I do miss that. Like, there's something very, very peaceful and, like, appealing and relaxing about just being up in the yards of a ship and just like hanging out up there. Because we didn't have a crow's nest. Contrary to popular belief, most ships don't have a crow's nest. That's a very specific little thing. But you could still definitely just sit up there and... I mean, I say sit, but stand up there on the yards and just watch the boat go and all that stuff. What's intended percent? You beat the Colossi the way that they're meant to be beaten. So, like, Argus here in a little bit. Speedrunners will, like, grab onto his knee and then yeet themselves straight up to his head and skip the whole puzzle where you, like, make him drop his sword and everything. And in intended percent, we have to do that. So the community just kind of agreed on what was intended, right? Yeah, that's a perfect example of magnet hands. You just go from so far away, just yoink. I don't really know how we lost that much time on Pelagia. Like, he wasn't that slow. Yeah. Yeah. But whatever. We all know that the true culprit was Gaius. Losing me 5 minutes. Yeah, or using the tunnels for Phaedra. Using the tunnels for Malice here in a little bit instead of saving literally like 5 minutes by doing tunnel skip. Hashtag blame Gaius. Thank you, I feel validated. Forget the fact that we recovered 4 of those minutes and we're down to only 12 seconds behind. That... what are you talking about? That didn't happen. Completely Gaius' fault. Seriously though, like... I might honestly reinstall the game. Because with what happened with Gaius and then... remember in Barba's arena, I just like... got shot 50 feet up into the air for no reason as I was just standing there and not even holding the controller. Like, I feel like something is a little bit wonky. Yeah. But we're finishing the run, like, whatever. No biggie. Yeah. We had first Gaius, yes, but what about the second Gaius? Second monkey man. It can't be that bad, right, Shivial? I don't have to do any of the things that are difficult with Argus. I just do it. It can't be that bad. I'm glad you stood up for yourself, villain. I had a friend like that in high school. She wasn't, like, she was a perfectly normal weight. She was just kind of one of those girls who was... I hesitate to use big boned, right? But, you know, like, she did just have, like, kind of wide wrists and things like that. She wasn't in any way unhealthy, you know, things like that. And her dad, we lived in a very rural area, so farms, you know. Her dad would call her things like, you know, my little pack mule and things like that because she was so strong and so, you know, thickish. And it's like... that surely had an impact on her, you know? Even if you claim to have said things like that endearingly, they're not necessarily endearing. I would argue the only time that you can... okay. Yeah. The only time that you can use nicknames like that is when the person themselves comes up with it, you know? And even then... it's the same reason why, like, I will never call Husbando stupid or anything. Or say that something that he did was stupid. Like, I don't believe that you're stupid. What you did might not have made much sense, but I don't believe that you're stupid. Or, you know, even jokingly, to be like, you're a jerk, or you screw you, or whatever. I won't do it, because it hurts even if it's said in jest, you know? Okay, so we have to destroy Phalanx's sigils. Oh boy. Oh no! That sucks. And destroying them makes him do barrel rolls like that, which we would never do that in an any %. But I also just messed up, so we're gonna do this again anyway. No big deal. We're just here for the funsies. Oh, I did hit that. Nice. Yeah, we all have lapses in judgment and sense, but I don't believe that you are stupid or that, you know, you are a jerk or whatever. Okay. Can we not this time, though? No. No. Wonder. Can we not start with this nonsense? But yeah, thankfully I don't really communicate with my parents. Osbando's parents are fantastic. And, alright, barrel roll. And my parents just, you know, they lost my trust. Don't close your flap, okay, buddy? Stay open. Cool. Saved a lot of time there. He must have cycled twice in my previous attempt. But yeah, my parents lost my trust a long time ago. You know, my mom, the entire time I was growing up, she always said, for some reason she really wanted me to be a lesbian, and I'm not. I guess that was just what she latched onto as her idea of acceptance, right? So all throughout school it was like, you have a boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend? Or a girlfriend, that's okay. You know? She always made a big deal of like, no matter, right? It's strangely specific. She always made a big deal out of no matter what you want to be or whatever, like, I'll support you. To the point that she didn't listen. And it's like, do you have a boyfriend? No. Do you have a girlfriend? Mom, I'm not a lesbian. You know? And she just would not accept that. It's like, anytime I'd be like, no, I don't like girls, she'd be like, okay. Okay. You know, and it's like, no, really, I would like for you to just maybe listen to me when I say that. Yeah, you have to love someone. And dating was never like super important to me. Like, I was always perfectly happy by myself. So, no, I didn't have a boyfriend. And I told her multiple times, like, no, I don't have one, but you constantly nagging me about it just makes me feel insufficient and like I'm a failure for not having one. So if you could stop, that would be great. And she never did, of course. But she touted for my entire life this whole, you know, I'll support you no matter what you want to be and whatever. And then the day that I told her, I am 100% sure that I'm not having kids and I'm getting surgery, suddenly that was not true. You know? And obviously I have no concept of what it's like to be a trans person, but I would have to imagine that the joy and the correctness that I felt at having that surgery was as close as I am ever going to get to, you know, a trans person experiencing euphoria, being in the body that they know is right. And for her to just be crying and saying, "Don't do this to me." Those were her words, "Don't do this to me." I have never trusted her again. Sounds like projection. Maybe you're right. Hey Deacon, how are you doing? Nice to see ya. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't fit into her boxes of what she's willing to accept when she says that she will accept anything. Her boxes must have just been lesbian. Well, worry not, Deacon. We still have Argus. Maybe he'll cost us half an hour on his own. But yeah, no, my parents don't get to learn anything else about me or about husbando. I am not even about to tell them that I'm intersex. They don't need to know that because I would never hear. I don't even want to think about what I would hear. Christ. They would do that thing where they, like, pretend to be sympathetic and understanding, but they maintain their, like, inherent biases. And nothing that you tell them changes it, you know? And it's like, this is not important for you to know, so... Yeah, exactly. They take it as something personal. And it's kind of weird that it was the in-laws, right? Because usually it comes from your parents feeling like they own you and that they're your little, you're their little mini-me. And so when you're different than they expected, they're like, this isn't what I signed up for. I want my money back, you know? But I guess in-laws can have exactly those same feelings. Like, I'm sure they envision their child's partner and what they expect that person to be, you know? And it's like, well, you know, I wanted a mother who maybe listens to me a little bit. I want my money back. But, Barry, it seems like overall, things went decently, right? The last time that the two of you talked to your families. It went better maybe than expected, I hope. Putting evil into your body. Well, that sounds like a her problem. Yeah, what? Lost my voice. What do you want to know, villain? Oh, I have to actually solve this. I can't do Kaze jump and skip like 5 minutes of this puzzle. Whoopsie. Okay, bad start. Bad start. You saw nothing. Look at me just jittering all over the place. I don't understand why the game is doing that. How did I arrive at that label? I got a genetic test. intersex is not the same thing as being like intersex is a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a physical condition. It's not this is always difficult for me to talk about because I feel like no matter how I try to talk about intersex people, I invalidate trans people, and that's not what I mean, obviously. But intersex is something that you can diagnose and see in your chromosomes, whereas something like, you know, trans or non-binary and things like that are like senses of who you are as a person, right? Sort of, villain, yeah. I don't have XY chromies. But it's totally possible that you can have XY and be assigned female at birth. You can have XXY, and so like be both. You can have XX, but like really high testosterone. Like there's all sorts of things. But it was cool. Like I did get to look at my chromie boys. Of course, I had to beg for the genetic test, which was really frustrating because, you know, hey, come on, buddy, let's go. It was another stereotypical case of doctors being like, probably isn't important, you know. I went to a bunch of doctors, and I was like, hey, maybe this? Because I had a sense for a long time. But obviously that's something that, I mean, like I said, you don't choose to identify as intersex. So it was something that I needed testing in order to see for sure. And so I was like, hey, can we do a genetic test? And they came up with 1,000,001 reasons why we shouldn't. And I'm like, just take a swab from my cheek. It's not like I'm asking you to do like laparoscopic surgery where it's like, oh yeah, there's definitely some inherent risks in this. Maybe we don't want to do this unless we're sure. Just take a swab from my cheek, bro. You know. So finally, I fought for it. And I presented all of these physical symptoms and I was like, don't you think this is kind of weird? And they're like, yeah, no, that's definitely weird, but it doesn't bother you, so why should we do it? And as it turns out, fun fact, it's kind of important that we know because it makes my kidneys bleed. So, hey, there's an answer to why things have been sucking so hard. And now that we know that, surprise, surprise, we can do something about it. So it's like, maybe you should have just, like, done the thing when I asked you to do the thing. Yeah, I'm super glad to know too, because now I can be on medicine, and guess what? I already feel better. And some of it was just like basic vitamin stuff. Like, my body doesn't process vitamins correctly because my chromie boys are not quite right, you know? A lot of intersex people end up having problems processing things like potassium and stuff like that, where they have problems with their kidneys. I'm not sure why, by the way. Like, I don't know why that's such a common thing. But it's like, yeah, I would much prefer to just take a couple pills than have you continuing to inject me with pudendal nerve blocks so that I can't feel my legs, you know? Which don't help, even, by the way. So it was very frustrating that it had to take that long, but it is a relief. Oh, buddy. Honey. Stop. Stop. But yeah, I don't know. I've always found it a little bit difficult to... Hey, are we actually gonna... We're ahead! We're actually gonna... Hold on. Come on, buddy. We made it ahead. That's great. But yeah, anyway, it's a little bit difficult for me still to figure out like how to talk about it, because I feel like I said before, anytime that I talk about intersex anything, it just feels... I don't know how to talk about it without feeling like I'm invalidating other people. And maybe that's just like a me thing. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But like, to me, the whole thing where I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely still a girl. My pronouns are definitely she. But also, I am boyish. And it's okay if you call me he, but I'm not a boy. Like, you know, like, all of that stuff. I could never find quite the right term for it. Like, I'm not NB, you know, any of that. And to me, the diagnosis was finally like, oh, this, yeah, okay. I feel like both because I am both, you know, like that was very enlightening. In the sense that if I became a boy, I would be sad that I wasn't a girl. But being a girl, I'm sad that I'm not more boyish. You know what I mean? So it wasn't... I always knew it wasn't the same thing as being trans, where I, like, wanted to be a boy. That has never been the case. But it has always felt like if I say, you know, I am both because, like, literally I am both. Like, my body DNA is both. Somehow that feels invalidating. Almost as if I'm saying I'm allowed to be both because I really am, but you are just choosing to be. Like, and that's, like, that seems to me like it's the underlying thing that I'm saying, and it's absolutely not. I'm not trying to say that. It's just, I feel like it's hard to have any intersex conversation without that being, like, what seems like it's being said underneath. Like, I have a valid reason for this, and like, you don't because it's not your DNA, but that's absolutely not what I mean, and so I usually don't even talk about it. I don't talk about it at all because I don't know how to do it without making people upset. And that's part of the reason why I never said anything, you know? Thank you for calling me a wordy person. You're not wrong. Hey, Stocky. I think you had already left by the catastrophic failure that was Gaius. Oh my god. The game was like... I can't even describe it. It was horrible. But we've just now finally recovered a little bit. Yo! From that. But I don't know. It's not important to me whether I PB or not. Yeah, I mean, thank you all for hanging out and actually, like, taking an interest. It's not something I've ever really talked about before. Same with being ace, it's just something that doesn't really come up that much. I've known I was ace for longer, but... Oh, he was stocky, absolutely. It was a nightmare. Also, can I just be honest and say that I really don't like the intersex flag? I'm sorry. I don't like the flag, and also, I can't use just the colors of the flag because the colors by themselves mean something different. Yeah, it's yellow and purple. Okay, I don't have to do Argus launch for once. Yeah, actual yellow and purple does not describe me at all, so I can't just use that. But yeah, so I guess the long and short of it is, that's why my bio says she any. Because I feel like that's not quite as common, and people have been confused about it. Like, if you're she, why not just she? That's why. Like, I don't call me. I waffled for a long time between whether I was she any or whether it was just, I can't remember the name of it now. There's specifically like an identity for people who just truly do not care. And that resonated with me a lot. Like, call me whatever you want. Call me dipshit for all I care. I don't, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's she any because, like, I am a girl. I will never transition to being a... Are you gonna be stuck again, dude? I will never transition to being a boy. Like, I am happy to look either way, but I look better as a girl. And there is no upset at being identified as a girl, you know? You think I look like a girl and you call me she, I'll be like, yep, that's right. Come on, buddy. Do the thing. Yeah, it's very difficult for me to put into words how I feel about it, because it's not a 50-50 split. Call me what you want to, but leave me alone. I love it. Buddy, no, don't leave. Don't leave. Thank you. Okay, so really, it's just his arm now. Pretty sure it's this arm. You're gonna be a jerk now, aren't you? I know it. Wonder. You can't just spend forever floating around like that, dude. Okay, sword's gone. Wonder, fall, please. Okay, so I actually made it to his bracelet, but I'm not sure that's going to matter, because he's literally just going to keep walking the entire length of this arena because he's a jerk. Yo, we got into his hand! Oh, we don't have to do the grab thing. Get wrecked, bro. Oh, my splits didn't work. Hey, Sokasa, thanks for the lizard treats. Yeah, exactly. Like, until I stopped lying to myself that I was, you know, it's the same concept as, like, egg, right? Like baby trans, you know? It's like, oh, they don't know yet, but... And it's like, no. I get it. I know. I guess the best way to describe it would be like, I am a girl with boy inside. But the boy doesn't come out. The boy doesn't get to be the outside existing thing, you know? Which is why, like, I don't have a boy name, or I don't even have a gender-neutral name. I mean, technically Sable is gender-neutral, but my actual name is not. Although, to be fair, I hate my actual name, and have thought many times of changing it. I've hated it. Like, it's given me the heebie-jeebies ever since I was, like, 6. I don't know why. But yeah, some people who are NB will have, like, a more femme, like, persona or identity, and then a more mask one, and they'll switch between them, or whatever, and it's like, I'm more like a nesting doll, you know? The boy is on the inside. The boy will never be on the outside. But he's still there. He just doesn't have an identity. Well, I mean, he does, but... Like, he has a name, but if you called me by that name, I would be like, what? Are you talking to me? You know? Then it's not actually for use. It's not like a separate identity. Change it if you can. I've thought about it. I remember what it was like to change all my stuff after I got married. That was a nightmare. But, so like, is it worth it? I don't know. And I'm not even sure what I would change it to. Because, like, I've gotten used to being called Sable. And that's plenty gender neutral and whatever. Yeah, it should just be that, Cheville. Exactly that. But honestly, I almost never think about it, which is nice, because Husbando and I call each other things that are not our names. You know? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, Sokasa. Because Husbando, and only Husbando, calls me Uni, which the way that was created is a long and arduous process of gradual word fuckery until we got to Uni. And I call him, you know, Husbando or Sir or whatever. So we don't use each other's names. If we use each other's names, it's like, oh my god, we need to go to the hospital. Level of, you know. If he calls my name, I'm assuming that he's getting actively stabbed. You know? So I already don't really hear my name. Which is nice, and I like it. Unless it's my parents. And there's no way that I would ever ask my parents to call me a different name, because they'll just moan and groan about it, so... I think if I had to choose, like, if you just put the form in front of me and put a gun to my head, and we're like, choose your name right now, or, you know, I'm gonna shoot you in the face and kidnap Morty. I think I would probably choose Fen. But I don't know. And that is obviously neither my name nor the name of the male-ish persona inside of me, you know? It's not even close, in fact. Okay, we have to do all the tunnels. And the bad thing is I don't remember how to do that. We'll see. I can't walk in a straight line again. Why is this happening? Well, everybody has to have a job, right, Stocky? But yeah, like, I use Sable for a ton of stuff. Like, the Slay the Spire board game that's coming out. I'll be in the rulebook. And I will be credited as, like, a hybridization of my name to keep some anonymity. And then, in quotes, Sable, so... No, I was not in the first rulebook. I have not been put in yet. Because we just went through another round of editing this week. Okay, I don't actually know what to do. Help me. Ouch. Well, that wasn't a good way to start. I don't think he'll hit me again from up there. Hey, buddy, shoot me. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we just get behind these, and then we, like, go in here, maybe? I don't know how to do this if I'm not doing it the speedrun way. Am I going backwards? I don't know. See, nobody knows. If you're a speedrunner of this game, nobody knows. Oh, okay, well, I guess I get to try again. I just died. He didn't grab like I wanted him to. Yeah, Cheville, don't you dare. Don't you even dare, okay? Okay, so wait, is it over here? I guess it's over here. Ouch, thank you. Well, there, lest you think that I'm trying to cheese the category. Ouch! Stop! Eh. Let me get up somewhere. Eeh. Cool, now that I have no health, we can start this puzzle. Oh, I lost even more there. Nice. Oh, and now we're here. Okay, I get it, I get it. Alright. Takezo, hello! How are you? Nice to see you. Someone troll call for you? Yeah, well... Don't put it away. We're gonna need it. Doing well, thanks. This run has been an adventure. Oh, don't, please. Why are we here? On the bright side, as long as I run, I keep healing, so... But this is the hard part. I remember this being hard. The name of this song is You Done Fucked Up. Ouch! Well, that was pertinent. Crouching in place heals faster, really? Okay, well now we can get down here with no damage, so... Yeah, it wasn't ideal for sure, but somehow I think that probably also happened in my splits. Which is why we're not already behind. Broski, thank you. As weird as it is to say, tunnel-less malice is so much easier than doing it the intended way. Okay. Not even a problem. Now I can get hit so many times before I die. It'll be so good. That was a horrible idea. Oh, the timing of that is always yikes. It's such a distance. Yeah, the section that I just got exploded in, Stocky. Oof, okay, we made it. I seem to have found a health potion. Yeah, the health potion was called Death. Very potent. Okay, now as long as we don't fall, we should be okay. Probably won't PB, but that's okay. One look at Gaius told me that I didn't want to PB. You eyeballed exactly 100 grams of cheese. Well, not everybody has superpowers, Cheville. I need you to tone it down a notch. Cheville, isn't that just great? It's okay, you can unsubscribe. Yeah, of course, villain. Never be afraid to resurrect things we haven't talked about for 20 minutes. I do it all the time. Now here's the part where I ask Wonder to jump off of Malice's hand and then he just falls instead. Oh, look at that. That's still a really good PV. Jetotash! Nope, no. That's still really good. I mean, that shows that you're not really having, like, huge problems with any Colossus, you know? Bro. Bro. Bruh. My brother in Christ. Oh, meme stab. Cool. Okay, but somehow this is still a PB, and that's disgusting, and I'm not gonna submit it. What is this? Oh yeah, villain, you appear to have an active sub, so you should be able to post links if you have a link to it. Nice. Thanks, villain. Blarg! I have barfed, as it is tradition to do. Yeah, no, there's no way I'm submitting this. This was gross. So we just have to wait for the guys back here. My thick form does not allow you to see them very well, but they're back there running away. My immense thickness is in the camera, but back in a whole bakery. Yeah, the stompy stompy noise isn't my feet, it's the thunderous clap of my cheeks. Yay! We've done it! Stocky, pretty sure I have to actually wait for in-game time, right? It's been so long since I've run something that wasn't boss rush. But yeah, that was a PB. As hateful as that is. But alright, we still have to wait for in-game time, which means we watch the credits and everything. That would be the true innovation, wouldn't it? In Shadow of the Colossus. Find something that just skips you to your in-game time. Well, Stocky, why can't you just exit out of the game at this point? Is there a reason? Because if you exit out and come back, it should tell you your in-game time, right? Oh, it doesn't save. Yeah, I guess I get it. And, like, technically there is still some strategy to be had for, like, the final Dorman segment and the segment where you're just a shadow guy. Like, there's definitely ways to do that well and poorly, so I can see why you wouldn't just cut it out of the run entirely. Hi, lady. Was it worth it? Yeah, I mean, I tripped a bunch in this one just now. Yeah. I wanted to do Barfy Breath. So I figured I would do that instead of getting out of the way with Dorman, you know? Ugh, why do I need an app in order to confirm my dog's vet appointment? Gross. How dare this game have good flags? Alright, fine, I'll create a password. It's letting me do it on the phone, and as per my rant earlier, I am not going to complain about letting it do me, or it letting me do it on the phone. Appointment with Dr. Trivoloni, what a name. Wait, aggro lives. The song that plays after this, what's it called? Like Into the Sunlight or something. Something about sunlight? I can't remember. We had that in our wedding. Nomad Colossus and the 79 Steps to Enlightenment. So it's actually kind of a huge deal that Nomad got credited in this. He has spent so long discovering, like, hidden things about this game. And he definitely deserved it. Nomad is really nice, by the way. If anybody is interested in learning more about, like, secret colossi that didn't make it into the game and stuff, Nomad is definitely the person to ask, and he's super, super nice. I worked with him a little bit on some Last Guardian stuff. Malice doesn't get to be covered with sand because he's too big boy. Quick chat ideas for a Discord bot for the Team Eco server. Names. 3, 2, 1, go. Yorda. There you go. I'm trying to think of Colossus names that facilitate bot in them very easily. Why do we need a bot? What's the bot doing? I say as a mod for the Team Eco server who doesn't know what you're talking about. Oh, we were talking about it. We as in I probably should have been there. I just didn't notice there was a notification. Oh, that would be a good idea, Stocky. Yeah. So like SR comp compatibility. Do you want it to have bot in the name? Or are you just going to call it Pelalep or something? Mono, can you get through with saying hi to all the animals so I can see what my time was? Name it after a cancelled Colossus? And I'm assuming it's gonna be like opt-in for pings, right, Stocky? Otherwise we're just gonna make people mute the Discord. It's gonna be pingless, yeah. I read the Barbie speedrunning Discord, and because we're talking about Shadow of the Colossus, I thought you were just calling Barba Barbie to be, like, adorable. And I was like, why does Barba have his own speedrunning Discord? Lucky, you should just call it boy. If it were my Discord, Just call it boy in all caps. Capitalize on our anger. Boy butt. I don't think I have boy oh no, sadly. I think, is it Yuzu that has it and I'm not subbed at the moment? I was looking for Kratos boy. Yeah, Yuzu has Boy Oh No and like the Trico Stare one. I think she made both of those. This is the song I was talking about that we had in our wedding. Okay, almost. We're almost there. Is it called Sanctuary? I guess I could just look. I have a playlist of the things that we had in the wedding. Called Important Video Game Stuff. It is called Shadow of the Colossus. The Sunlit Earth. This old Sony Walkman. Was it a gray one? Because I had... It was my favorite thing ever. Gray Sony Walkman. Oh, it was purple. And that sucker very rarely skipped. Like, you could kind of jog with it, and it wouldn't skip. You had to really, like, stomp your feet in order to get it to skip. It was an MP3. I still have my first MP3 player. It's lasted a million years. Okay, 142.43. We did it. We got the time. Not old enough to use CD Walkmans. Tisk tisk. That's where it's at. My babe. Okay. Well, who's streaming? Now we have a baby in here. Does anybody have friends who are streaming? Because I don't have too many people who are streaming right now. Anybody streaming Shadow of the Colossus? Thanks, Shivio. Nobody that I recognize / that is streaming in English. Hold on. Burger Pits. What on earth are they streaming? Resident Evil 4. Sounds good to me. Okay, Penny Meowie is the better fit, we say. Oh, thanks for the gift sub. I appreciate you. Enjoy your Mort's temp. Okay, let's raid this person. So go say hi when you get over there. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and for being wonderful today while we talked about such a variety of things. Stay safe, everyone. I'll be back next week. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, and be nice when you hop over there. Bye!